Oh, yeah. Freak out, freak out. Yeah, I'm looking right into the video scope, And this is Macho Man, #1 Macho Man impersonator, past, present, future. Yeah, and I'm here to tell you, you are watching 49er Minded with Bashar. Yeah, the cream of the crop. Dig it?
49er Mind is it's not just a thought process, but a way of life. 49er Mind, 49er Mind, can't shake it. It's 49er Mind that I got. It's 49er Shine that I got. My psyche's on another Frisco Super Bowl. Don't sit slow, cause here we go with a super show. A written go session about our red and gold obsession. With some well-controlled expressions, let's talk about that win that we got. Who should have been in the spot? That's how it's been in the spot. Just all that back, all that crack, all that straight fumble sack. Or just dial it on up if you wanna talk smack. It don't matter what the storyline, as long as the story aligns with a 49er mind. 49er minded. It's not just a thought process, 49er minded, but a way of life. For sure. 49er minded. Way of life.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a post-game preseason edition of 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. I'm here with my special guest co-host, John V from the Locker Room Rant. What's up, bro? All the way from Ohio.
What's good, my man? How you doing? Thanks for having me, bro.
Doing great. I'm just pleasured and honored that you're here, all the way from Ohio on the East Coast. I know it's late, but this was one of those preseason games. A lot of people say preseason sucks and preseason's weak and preseason don't matter. Well, at the end of the day, there was definitely something to talk about in this game. Before we get started talking about the game and just talk about all the craziness going on in 49er land, let's say what's up to the people waiting patiently in the chat. We have Werowski, what's up in Southern California? Niners says Niners. Well, Ryan from No Border Sports, check out his YouTube channel. He says, Debo, that like button. Oh, we got John V in the chat, my co-host right here. John LaJoy, another John, says, what's up, bro? Dynamite Dave says, got that W. What's up, Dave? And he's like, okay, well, Trey Lance. Oh, that Lance jersey be fire.
What's
yeah,
up,
that's a nice jersey.
I appreciate you,
okay,
fam.
Cool. I don't know if I should be doing call-ins today. If you guys want me to do call-ins, say yay or nay in the chat. I can drop a link and we can talk this shit out. Mainly because I see this dude right here in the chat, Landlord 84. He called me on my show one time and it was straight fire. So welcome back, Trey from VA. I appreciate all you East Coasters right here.
Stranger,
from
bro.
VA. So what I'm gonna do is we'll talk a little bit and just let me know what you're thinking, man. After that wild preseason, let's start off because I titled this "Brock Purdy Returns," the return of Brock Purdy after that crazy UCL injury. I dropped the link in the chat, and we're gonna be taking some calls and see how it goes. And let them know, John, how you feel.
I mean, where do I start? Like, what do you want to cover? Like, do you just want to just kind of break right in? Is it the Trey part? Do you want me to talk a little bit about Sam?
Let's talk about Purdy. He's a starting quarterback today. His first live action in a real game since that injury, since the NFC Championship game. So
I was impressed. I was impressed. He bounced back from the injury quite quickly. And he hit the ground like without coming off the wrong way. I wanted to see how he took a little bit of, getting hit, getting tackled, getting sacked. I wanted to see how Brock responds. I didn't see him like he wasn't scared, like that mental aspect of the injury and coming back from the injury. Like I always wondered, like, how is he going to come back? Is he going to look a little bit timid? Is he going to have anything that separates him from the version of Brock Purdy prior? He looked pretty clean, man. He looked healthy. He made some great plays, and he did get hit, and he got banged around a little bit, and that looked pretty good. But did you see Danny Gray get hit on that kick return to start the game?
I missed that part. I mean, I saw the opening kick return, but I heard that he got injured at one point in the game, but I just didn't see how he got hit. I didn't really notice.
I was watching live with Mike over from Nothing But Niners, shout out, on his Patreon, and when it happened, I'm like, oh my God, I think Danny Gray just broke his collarbone, And Mike was like, no, don't say that. And then, I don't know. Did anybody in the chat, did anybody hear what happened? Dynamite Dave?
I saw a report about the injury. I didn't know what the details were. I got to go back and look at. But let's just do this. We got a couple of people waiting. Let me bring on Landlord first, and I'll say what's up to him. Bill, I think the last time I heard from this guy was a playoff time. I think. What's up, Landlord? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, man. Hey, thanks for letting me back up. What's up, John? I mean, y'all can go ahead. Man? I'm here to give my input too, but keep your thing going and let me finish his comment.
Go ahead, John. Finish up what you want to say, and I'll touch on Purdy really quick.
No, it's just I think I saw a version of Brock Purdy that gave me some comfort knowing that that's who we're going into the season with. He hasn't really skipped a beat in some respect. A little bit more game, a little bit another quarter would have been great to see, but I wasn't willing to risk it. So overall, I gave Purdy a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, and so as far as Purdy goes, I mean, it was his first time out in real live action since the NFC Championship game. We all know what happens, the doubts, the injury, and the ups and downs he's had in training camp. Some people wanted to discredit all the reports. Some people thought different reporters had different reports. But at the end of the day, I mean, there were reports that he hasn't really been throwing the ball too well in terms of taking care of the football. But as of late, he kind of started coming around a little bit past couple of days in camp. And just for the record, he had 4 for 5, 65 yards total. Led us to a field goal drive, I believe. And you still saw that same fiery. I think one of Purdy's elite traits is that there's this fire about him. I can't explain. There's a certain fiery aspect about him, and you even see it with his feet and his footwork. And if there's two things that he might have sort of ahead of Lance right now, Lance has amazing tools and physical abilities and gifts, but it's just the certain fiery aspect of Purdy, which I can't really name. And of course, it was nice to see him throw to Debo, and Debo just looked electric every time he touched the ball, and it was just interesting. And anything you want to touch on about Purdy, about Lance, or about anybody on defense? Landlord.
Since we're on Brock right now, we could take it in levels, whatever. My observation of looking at Brock. I mean, man, that was a beautiful drive. I might be the only person to where, it might be a scary look, but I was glad to see him. I was glad to see him get sacked. And I was also glad to see him say, hey, I'm going to take off and run with the ball and show, hey, nothing's wrong with the elbow. Everything is fine. And to go off what John was saying, where maybe Lance might be a little bit more athletic or whatever, but Brock has that thing. And you can see it to where, because our offensive line is still looking kind of messed up out there. We still letting too much pressure come in on our quarterbacks. And there's a huge difference from what we see what Brock does compared to Sam and Trey Lance when that pressure is on. And it gives me Garcia vibes with Brock. And it's just, so it's still hard for me. Trey looked better tonight. No doubt. Trey did look better tonight. He made some nice throws. I mean, one of his better passes to me was when you actually seen him look off the safety and throw that touchdown pass. That was probably the best throw I've seen him throw the whole time he's been with a Niner. But Brock is our starter. We see what he's able to do. Drove the ball down with ease. And, of course, if we had CMC, Kittle in that situation, we get a touchdown out of that situation. So, for me, it's still Brock. But all quarterbacks look good tonight. Our offensive line still has work to do.
Offensive line has plenty of work to do. So I see you waiting, Pete Lucas from Niner Fanatic Podcast. We'll get you on. Don't trip. I just want to talk to Landlord a little bit about the whole Lance thing, because Crew Vibe said this in the chat. What's up, Crew Vibe? I see you, bro. Been a while. Says people need to stop calling Trey trash and saying he doesn't belong in the NFL. You know where I'm going with this? Michael Lombardi said some bullshit that when he was born, when his mother birthed Trey Lance or whatever, that she knew that he didn't have the quarterback genes or some fucking horrible dumb fuck shit. Excuse my language, everybody, but I don't hold my emotions back. I'm unfiltered. When I'm pissed off about these Niners and I'm passionate about these Niners, I let everybody know. So if it's offensive, I'm sorry. Mute me. Go watch Mr. Rogers or fucking Sesame Street or something. But real talk though. But what do you think about all this disrespect that Lance gets? I mean, I know he's not a finished product. I know there's all this adversity. I know there's all this doubt, but I'm still a believer in the guy, even though he hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He hasn't reached his potential. But what do you think?
I feel I was hoping that wasn't gonna come up because we saw each other up in that chat over there, you know, when that had came up. I was hoping that wasn't gonna come up, and I'm not gonna say the man is trash. I won't say anybody in the NFL is trash. If you're able to get drafted and come into the league, I'll never say that you're trash. You're something, but at the same time, I mean, with Trey. I just don't get it from him. I mean, he has the talent. He can probably do it. I compare it to a situation where, okay, say, you know, you're fresh out of college or whatever. Say you came out early, you got your associate's degree. You go to a company, first year, hey, they expect you to make mistakes. Some little hiccups might happen. Okay, you don't reach your full potential the first year. Second year, you might have some personal problems that really hold you back or whatever, but you know, you're still trying to push through it. But then you got the guy that did 4 years and got his bachelor's and he's out there hungry. He comes in and he shines. And as a business person, you're gonna go with the person that's gonna come out there and be hungry and shine. It's almost like with them giving Trey the whole, hey, he's our starter because they wanted to get rid of Jimmy. It almost kind of feels like which was hit, other than the whole injury factor of everything. But to still not 3 years with a company, you still can't get it right. I don't know. I got to look at you in a different type of way. That's all I'm saying.
All right, landlord. Hey, I don't know if I have you on my Twitter, but I don't know if you have a Twitter yet. But we need to like be in touch.
I don't have Twitter, Instagram, none of this.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay, it's all good. But I'm glad to see you. I saw you on Breezy's chat. I think.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure if he was you, and I was like, man, if you're the same guy, you're the same dude that called on my show a while back, man. I need to see you back sometime one of these days. I actually got to meet Breezy last Monday at the open public training camp. Got to meet him and John Chapman and Ted. And so it was really cool, man. But hey, great having you on, landlord.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna let you go. Y'all go ahead and do the show.
We're gonna
John, nice meeting you. I'll be here for the whole season, bro. Hey, Niners. Hey, man, we got this.
Give me a bang bang Niner game,
landlord.
Bang bang Niner game, baby. It's all good. We already know what it is. Bay love.
Take care, man. There you go. Bay Area. Bay Area. There you go. See ya. Okay, we're gonna put Pete Lucas from the Niner Fanatic Podcast. If you do not know who he is, subscribe to his YouTube channel, Niner Fanatic Podcast. If you don't know who John V is, right below his name, you see the Locker Room Rant. I put the link to his channel in the description of this video. And before we get started, I want to say show some love to John Lynch. He says this game shows how good he could be if just given a real shot. He's talking about Trey Lance. John Lynch, I actually met the real John Lynch not too long training camp. Not this past Monday, but the Monday before. So, and I got to meet Trey Lance and I got to meet Brock Purdy. I met Hufanga. It was a ton of fun. So, hey Pete,
so you're an insider. So you're an insider now, is what you're telling us.
I guess I am. I have sources. Man.
Long time no see, John.
Hey, great having you on.
Brother.
Great having you on.
Listen, I just had the pleasure to hang out with Pete last night actually for a little while on his channel. And we had a really good discussion, man. And I think we could pick up where we left off here, Pete, at some point or another.
For sure. I think a lot of the things we talked about last night kind of came to fruition today. You know, I
agree.
I think a lot of things it looked a lot better than last week, right?
Oh, 100%. It was, but you know what? I think if anybody has seen who Trey was in just the Houston game, for example, right?
Yeah.
You know that he has whatever that was last week, that was rust. You got to get that kick off the rust, man. And, and believe in your receivers. And I think today he did an excellent example with Latu. I think you trusted him and I just see growth.
That was redemption.
And I see it. Yes, it was for both, both of them, for both of them.
So
how you
what's
doing,
up,
Bash?
Pete? I'm doing good, man. What's on your mind, man? Who you can talk? The floor is yours. You can have 3 or 4 whatever topics you want to talk about, let's do it, man.
I think everybody, the number one topic should be how good Trey Lance looked down the stretch of that game, and the fact that he got his time cut short. I know I was counting the minutes until he got into the game, because we thought he was going to get the full second half, and then he only ended up getting a little bit more than a fourth quarter. But I thought that he gave them really good minutes when he was in there, and it looked a little shaky in the beginning, and I can't say that I wasn't getting worried for the kid, but it seemed to me like he was really kind of settling into the fact that he knew that the offensive line wasn't going to protect him. And to Shanny's credit, I know people aren't going to give Shanny credit for this, but I think Shanny dialed up a couple of plays that took a little bit of time to develop to give him a chance to get away from the rush, and then give him the time to throw the ball on time. Because in that first drive, he was just late on a lot of throws. And then there was one where he had a brain fart, and looked at a guy that was wide open and then tried to throw it super late. But then, yeah, that next drive, he looked a lot cleaner. And then there was a couple of drop balls as usual. But yeah, I thought the Trey looked a lot solid, especially down the stretch. It looked like he was finally confident in what he was seeing. And then I got to speak about this. Nick Zakelj does not belong on this team. He needs to go.
I didn't notice it so much this game, but the previous week when Nick
this
Zakelj was running against in the first quarter and the second quarter, Zakelj was looking like total garbage. But explain to me what you didn't like this game.
Penalties, just getting beat over and over and over again. It was just bad. And then for Tim Ryan to be on there trying to talk about how much they like him, I was like, it's 2 games in a row that this guy's just been getting beaten over to the point to where he got a penalty. And he's looking at the cameras on him, and he's rolling his eyes like, oh God, me again. And it's just the guy just doesn't belong out there. I just don't know if he's going to it. It may be one of those situations where like him and Jalen Moore, when Shanny says that they didn't have a fit in the draft this year, I'm looking at Jalen Moore and Nick Zakelj, and I'm just like, okay, well, maybe you need somebody that doesn't fit, because those guys don't fit either. So yeah, the only other one that I was really the main thing I know we're all talking about is Ronnie Bell is a monster.
Ronnie Bell was stepping up. He has this thing, like when you look at him, you may think
go blue.
I'm not gonna say you're gonna think he's a pedest when you glance at him, but when you look at him, you don't think like tough guy, tough football player dude. And I saw the guy in person, like he's like only 5 feet away from me. He's a skinny, small dude. He's not big at all.
Nope.
And he when he gets the ball in his hands, he puts his head down and he's ready to go straight forward. It's not the explosion that you get when you watch Deebo Samuel, where you think he's going to break it for a long touchdown run. But there are some certain like qualities that I see when he does get the ball that kind of reminds me of Deebo just a little bit.
Yeah, he is. That kid, and I got a chance. I've been watching him in Michigan for a while now, and I didn't know that he would be. I think he's in a perfect situation because Kyle wants guys to be physical. And he comes from a Harbaugh team that wants to be physical constantly. And I knew he was going to block. I knew he was a guy that he would run over at least one guy. So it was, I thought it was going to be a good fit. I didn't know he had the burst that he showed today. He showed burst on that last catch that he had from, I believe it was from Trey.
From Trey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he showed a burst to run away from guys, which I didn't know he had that gear.
I thought he was going to take it to the house on that.
I thought so too.
I thought he was going to take it to the house.
But yeah, to have another guy in the house like that, the 49ers, I don't know. Do you guys remember just 3 years ago when we were struggling to have a wide receiver other than Deebo?
Yes, I very much.
And
do.
now we've got a plethora.
Yes, let me say some people who got here late in the chat really quick though.
Yeah.
We got we got some people who don't like Trey in the chat. Just throwing that out there. So, but let me just say what's up. We got all kinds of people. We got a mixed bag.
They must be corporate, John.
Okay, so Sobe's here. I don't know who he's referring to. He said he's right.
He must be corporate.
None of us said Lance is a bust. So if you say he's right, Lance is a bust. Not even landlord. You guys got to turn off your rosy colored glasses. He took us back to win the game. I sent you the link if you want to debate us. And you're telling me it doesn't work. I don't know how it doesn't work. Restart your phone, restart your computer, do what you got to do. We got Platform 246. Check out his channel. He's taking a little break, but he's going to be back streaming soon. Absolutely. And says prayers up for Danny Gray because he had that injury. That sucks. I wanted to see him play today. Says what's happening, Faithful. We got Mr. Level Up. Never seen you here before, but so Mr. Level Up Digital Assets. He says people need to understand Trey struggles with reads. He didn't struggle today. If his first look is open, he's fine. If not, good luck. Look, today was a really good, damn good test for Lance. Last week sucked, obviously, because it was like the line was just terrible. And this week the line was a little bit better, but it still sucked. There was always pressure coming from somewhere, if not from two spots on the O-line. And he really had to use his legs to make time or run down or just give himself extra time. And it's just like you rarely saw him on throws where he had a clean pocket. And if he did have a clean pocket for a second, he was close to getting hit towards the very end. So it wasn't like he just had it easy. Oh, he brought the team back because they weren't playing defense and he had all day to throw. He never had that situation, So let's not trash the guy just because you hate him on a personal level, because that's some bullshit. That's some Mike Lombardi hater shit right there. Let's see who else is here. Otis Williams, I've never seen before, but welcome to the channel. And if you guys are new, hit the like and subscribe button. I gave you the link. If you want to try to jump on again, I'm going to drop the link again for whoever wants to jump on. He says the link isn't working. But yeah, I mean, landlord says it's unfortunate for Gray and Ray, but not mad at Bell makes it because of the injuries. Next man up, man. It just sucks with all these injuries, but what can we do, man?
He's making it regardless. It doesn't matter. They're going to figure out a way to get that kid on this team. And Ray, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate for Ray. Gray, I believe it was a shoulder. I think that's what they said. So, I don't think it's a collarbone, at least.
That's good.
But it's a shoulder. He's probably I don't know that he'll be back by week 1, but hopefully it's just hopefully it's something like a separation and it just takes a couple of weeks.
All right, so let's bring Eric Wallace here, waiting patiently. We're gonna have him join us for a little bit. And what's up, Eric? How you doing?
What's going on, everybody?
Eric, what's
going on, Eric?
How your Seahawks doing?
Well, let's see here. Right now, we're winning 22-14, I believe. Here, hang on, let me check.
I was just saying for the sake of saying I didn't know there was an actual game going on. I do see you guys are playing the Dallas Cowboys with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Yeah. Okay. I didn't think anybody was playing right now. Did you catch any of the Niner game? Eric, so this is obviously those a Niners show. We appreciate you watching Niners shows, even though you're a Seahawks fan. But did you watch the game at all, or is there anything you could take away from the game? Or
did not really see much of the damn playing game. I guess Rant, from what I understand, looked pretty good. So that's a good thing. If he looked good, then that's a good thing for you guys.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen when the Niners play the Seahawks this year?
Well, if Brock Purdy starts both games, especially Thanksgiving in Seattle, Brock Purdy has already proven to me that he can beat Seattle in Seattle. So if Brock Purdy's the quarterback, I feel like they got a very good chance at it.
Okay, and anything else you want to add to the mix?
No.
Anything else on your mind? All right. Well, thank you, Eric. Take care, man.
Have a good one, Eric.
All right. Yeah. So,
Eric's
so we
always in the chats.
I know, man. He's always here.
Good dude, Eric.
What did you guys think about the secondary today? Ambry Thomas early on looked like he made a pretty good play. Forgot what the play looked like exactly, but I know they challenged it on some third down. And just Ambry Thomas, a lot of people thought maybe he'd get cut or he wouldn't be anything on this team. Maybe Steve Wilkes could help him turn over a new leaf. And in general, sure, we don't have any superstars as far as cornerbacks go, but I do like this mix of young quarterbacks, if you ask me.
Oh yeah. Oliver kind of worries me. I really don't know what we really got in this dude. I think I was expecting a little bit more than what we are getting. So I'm a little bit bothered by that. From what I understand, from an Atlanta Falcons fan, that he has his moments and he shines in certain times. So that doesn't really fit this defense, considering that we were once the number one defense last season, and now the clock's restarted. So, showing up sparingly is not going to get it done for us, family. So I do not know, and I'm not too excited from what I've seen in 2 preseason games of Oliver, who probably should have stuck out a lot more versus, backups. Oliver should have probably stuck out a lot more, but not seeing it, fam. Not seeing it at all.
I expected more out of Oliver because I heard so many good things about him when he was on the Falcons, and just for the fact that Wilkes likes him. And I don't know, it's early. It's early. We're not in the regular season, obviously. Maybe there's a point in time in the regular season where Oliver steps up. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about him at this point.
Isaiah Oliver is playing bad. It's just bad, and he's getting burnt on the regular, by backups. It's not really. It says a lot that they've been trying in practices and in camp after last game, they've been trying to give other people looks there to see what they got from somebody else already. I don't think that they have a lot of confidence in him. Ambry Thomas, I think, is a pleasant surprise but last week he played well. And then they had an interview with him, and I thought it was really good to hear him take accountability for his fall off last year, and then to say that he spent the whole off season with Charvarius Ward and a couple of other guys and just trained all year and get back on his grind. And I think he's seeing the fruit of that now. But I think overall Taylor Hawkins looked good. Quantrez Knight looked really good, and at the safety spot. So that was a nice surprise. And Deshaun Jameson kind of took a little step back today, but he also he flashed his moments also. So, and Samuel Womack has been playing very physical. Love it. Love all of it. So I thought they played well. I think you can see the imprint and see Wilkes is putting on him.
And as far as Deshaun Jameson goes, he's somebody who I was really excited about when we signed him. Mainly because of his return ability. Then today had me worried big time when he fumbled on that kick return. So
I think he was just feeling himself. He was just feeling himself.
Okay.
I expect him the next game to kind of just step back up.
All right. So I think Landlord wants to join the panel now. He's on his camera. Let's see how this works.
I felt bad that I didn't come up and represent the last time.
And don't mistake this guy for Bonte Hill. This is
not.
I know none of us look like Joe Shasky.
Hey, while we were on the defense, I saw some bright stuff, especially from Ambry Thomas, except for the one play that he got beat on. But I want to ask a question on how you guys feel about. Steve Wilkes. I understand his history and how everything is and everything, but I get that feeling with him being in the booth and they don't have that youth connection with a coach on the sideline and that fiery coach on the sideline. I don't know, man. It's. I'm not feeling it right now with the defense, even though our DBs look a lot better this season than they have in the past few seasons.
All right. Hey, but now they have Kosirik on the sidelines. Chris Kosirik on the sidelines. And he's a fiery presence.
We saw him. We saw him out there do that. But man, it would be so nice to see that D coordinator.
Okay,
we had it for
I don't know, man.
What you think?
Yeah, let me take a crack at it.
Just real quick, when I turn my camera off, it's because I'm taking my sips of my beer.
All right, you can do it on camera. Nobody cares.
Oh, okay.
We drank. Hey, what's up, Kelts? I see you.
Oh,
Kelts. Oliver. Looks a little slow. I got the call in link there if you want to call in. But let's try to bring one more person because I want him to he he wasn't saying some nice things about Lance, and it's fair that we could try to have a proper debate. So let's bring Somi on. He was in the chat, and we got 5 people now, so you can barely see him, but it's dark.
All right.
And Landlord's here. You were here earlier, but it's all good. You can be on. We can always have you here. And Corey, I see you waiting, but it's a little bit of a log jam. If I get you on, I'll get you on though. But yeah, so let's go. I mean, we're talking about defense a little bit, and before we get to the trade stuff and the Brock Purdy stuff and the bus stuff or whatever, let's talk a little bit about the pass rush though, because I did see one thing that I did kind of like today. Austin Bryant, he's a speed rusher. I don't think he got a sack, but there were points of times where, you could definitely see the speed out there, and somebody's putting some pressure out there at least. I mean, I'd like to see a whole lot more, but what did you guys think about the pass rush in general? And so we got to sign Bosa and all that.
We definitely need to sign Bosa, but number 9-6, I can't think of his name, the journeyman.
Ty McGill.
Man, McGill looked real good today.
Mm-hmm.
McGill looked real good today. I mean, that's one thing about our D-line coach. He's able to make guys who probably never looked good in their careers wherever they were, and they come here and they're able to shine. I'm still not satisfied with our run defense. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like the run defense that we're used to having in the season.
Yeah, right? I still feel our D-line is getting pushed back a little bit too much. I'm not, I don't get it, but I think our run defense still has to get a little bit better. So far, even though we were number 1 in the run last season. So far right now, I think our run defense has to get better.
All right. So, and I know some of you are really big on pass rush. Did you have any thoughts about the pass rush today, or anybody stand out, or anybody look bad, or?
You're talking
Did you hear
to
us, Somi? Yeah, I was talking to you about the pass rush.
Your voices are going in and out. My reception here sucks, so my bad. But yeah. So you guys have to understand our 2 defensive tackles weren't playing this game. Even Kinlaw, who I was really high on, and I now deem as a bust. Even he didn't fucking play in this game.
But Armstead and Hargrave did play in the beginning, though.
Yeah, they played in the.
No, Armstead didn't play.
Yes, he did.
Played. Armstead and Hargrave played. They both played.
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
because I didn't see the first play.
They showed them. They were talking about them. Yeah, the announcers were talking about them.
All right, my bad. I take that back. But okay. I know Javon didn't play, right?
No, they both played side by side in the beginning. Beginning.
But
not Kinlaw. Not Kinlaw.
Kinlaw.
Oh yeah, Kinlaw.
Kinlaw didn't play, right?
No, he had a sickness.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, but to answer your questions, the inside pass rush, yeah, it was. You have to understand it was the first series. I get that. They got to get their feet wet. You guys got to understand that. Right, same with the passing game, same with everything. It's like the first series of the Super Bowl. You never fucking see a Super Bowl team like scoring the first series of the game. It just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm. It has, but
But how about the outside pass rushers, Somi? Anything that stood out, or anything you didn't like?
I was pleasantly surprised by the Clemson kid, the Raiders' first round pick, number 4 pick.
Sorry, Clelin Ferrell.
Clelin Ferrell. Yes. That's 2 preseason games now. Understand we're not privy to the practices and everything, and it's like 2 fields down the line, so we're not privy to that. But from what I've seen, based on preseason and all the reports, I think Ferrell is a co-line starter with Drake Jackson on the other side. I think they can coincide. You know what I mean? I
still want to see what Drake Jackson's about, man. I still want to see. I
think he's a pure straight line pass rusher. I think third downs is where he's going to excel. I think for base downs, it's going to be Clelin Ferrell.
Hey, Somi, can I make a quick joke? You guys ever seen CB4?
Yeah, the movie. Yeah, I saw that in the theaters. Rap movie.
The cap he has on. I'm black, y'all. Black, y'all. Black.
Yeah. Wait, why'd you bring that up? I don't get the connection though. Why'd you bring that up?
It's my Koofy, man. My Koofy.
Oh, dang! It's so dark I can barely see him. Whoa, Zoe. Oh,
I'm
yeah,
black,
yeah.
y'all. I'm black,
I had to
y'all.
go
I'm
with that.
blackity,
You're
blackity,
definitely not
black,
black,
y'all.
Sobe.
I'm black, y'all.
You're definitely not black with this comment. He's right. Lance is a bust. You guys got to turn off your rosy color. So you were one of the guys in the chat that was really strong, had very strong opinions about
I'm
Lance.
sorry, man. I got to tell you,
Go.
Bashar. I'm sorry.
Let's hear
You
you
know
go.
what? Can I just? I'm gonna go on. Listen, as long as it's a 49er jersey in the end of the Super Bowl as a quarterback, I don't really give a fuck. But you guys are gonna hate me for this, but Trey Lance is a bust, dude. I'm sorry to tell you guys. Third year in a row, you can make all the excuses you want. If he's fighting for the backup quarterback role in his third year after what we gave up for him, in my mind, that qualifies him as a bust.
Yeah, but what about his injuries, Sami?
You can say injuries, you can say this, you can lack of reps, you can say this. The cream eventually rises to the top, and unfortunately, he's not.
Is he
But
a
he-
bust?
but how do you
Is he
deny-
a bust
the
or
cream can
is-
rise
How
to
do
the
you-
top?
Go ahead.
or did the 49ers
You guys are all
make a bad
talking-
decision?
Say that again.
Is he a bust or did the 49ers just not do the right thing? As
Both.
far as
Both. I at the time, Bashar will quantify what I'm saying. At the time when we traded up for him, I was like, dude, we gave up way too much for that, for a third overall pick. This is ridiculous. And for a project on top of that,
Mhm.
come on now.
But
I don't
he's
disagree.
only a
I don't
project.
disagree with you.
He's only a project because they made him a project and they decided not to develop him. If they
For
would have
sure,
played it, if they would have played him year one, you wouldn't have all this fucking pussyfooting around with him and all this dumb shit. Now he put it on himself to get his mechanics fixed because Shanahan had him going to the wrong fucking coach. Beck, who's the most overrated fucking quarterback coach on NFL history. That guy never makes any quarterback better. When has he made a quarterback better? Never. Christensen in fucking 1 week made Lance better than he's ever fucking been in his whole career. And you fucking see it now. You keep saying that he can't improve his accuracy. He's improved his fucking accuracy. He's got people rushing at him from all fucking angles.
Absolutely.
What do you want him to do? Throw 20 touchdowns in one game? What do you want him to do?
Well, first
Did you
of all,
see that pass today, Sami?
Which
Did you
one?
see that pass? The first pass. Who caught
The
that?
one that
Planted
was
their
batted
feet
down?
perfectly. It was not bad.
Or the one was picked?
It was.
Which
it
one?
was caught
That was the same.
just over the boundary, inbounds.
Okay, I'll have to go back and look, but
It was the first pass.
That was the first down.
The
That was
moment
for the
they
first
got
down
Lance,
on the sideline, right?
Jimmy had to
It
be
was
out
a
of the
beautiful
picture.
pass.
Dude, his throwing is definitely better. He's thrown for 70% in training camp. That's fucking accuracy right there. I mean, when he actually has time to throw, he completes fucking throws. I mean, I don't know what you want from the kid.
I can't say
When has he
this.
thrown to Debo? When has he thrown to Ayuk? When has he thrown to Kittle or CMC? He works. He doesn't even get to practice with those guys. He never gets to reps with those guys.
How do you know this?
I won't call him a bust. I definitely won't. I won't call him a bust. I really hate the conversation of where just because he was the third pick and we gave up all these different picks, guess what? We've still been in NFC championship games. We've still been in the thick of things, even giving up all that we gave up for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I still won't call him a bust. He has some learning to do. I don't know if his opportunity is going to come being with the Niners.
They gambled
but I won't
on
say
a
he's
project.
a bust because as long as Josh Johnson is still in the fucking league, Trey Lance could still be in this fucking league.
Exactly.
I mean,
you can go down the line. You can go down the line.
Yeah, the thing is it's just an unfortunate situation. Like, I mean, he comes in. Look at the situation. You just have to look at the situation coming in. He came in. They knew the plan was to sit him for a year. That was the plan. Like, and let him sit behind Jimmy and get his feet wet because, like you said, Somi, he did have some. He hasn't played a lot of football. Like, and that was the plan for him to sit for a year. Then when he got a chance, and he still got hurt when they wanted, he was actually ahead of the curve at the time, and then he got hurt. Like, so he couldn't play. And then the next season, he's supposed to be the guy. He got hurt. And then he couldn't play.
Yeah, because Kyle ran him like Bettis.
They didn't plan on Brock being a guy. He just happened to come in as the third quarterback that season and ended up playing a lot better than they thought he would. And now he wins 7 games. He wins 7 games, including 2 playoff games. And now you don't just move off of a guy like that. Like it's just Lance is in a bad spot, like being in that position.
Agree.
So like I don't think he's a bust. I think that he's going to. It's just that he's not going to get the opportunity with the 49ers.
Is it Jay? I'm sorry, number 5. At my screen is
John
so
V.
small.
John V.
Sorry, John V. Oh, this is John V. Okay.
How you doing, bud?
What do you want me to
Nice
do?
to meet
Cartwheels
ya.
for you?
You been smoking that good tonight, bro?
No, man. It's
No.
it's
I'm
1:15 over
reading,
here on
I'm
the
reading.
East Coast.
No, my eyes are going. I'm getting senior citizen level, and so I'm looking off my phone, so I can't really see. But no,
I got you.
there's no hatred in Trey Lance. He's a good kid. He comes from a good family. His fucking dad played for the Niners, for God's sake. So I have no ill will. It's not like I'm hoping that he sucks and I'm right and all this shit. But when you invest that much capital on a pick, and you can cry me a rooster to the roosters come to dinner, but in your third year, for what we gave up, you can say injuries, you can say lack of reps, you can say this, you can say that, you can say his mom killed herself, or his sister killed herself, whatever. Bottom line is, you have the 3rd overall pick, and you just fucking dropped the ball. And you could have had this player, you could have that player.
You have to get off. You have to get off.
That's their fault.
The whole third.
You guys are all talking.
That's their fault.
You have to get off the whole 3rd pick thing and understand. Look at what. Okay, we gave up a lot for a 3rd pick.
Mm-hmm.
What have those players? What have there, any of those players that we gave up in those picks? Are they Super Bowl winners? Not one.
We could have had Micah Parsons. We could have had.
Oh my!
They were had Slater from the Chargers.
They weren't
going to draft him.
Come on, man.
They weren't going to draft Micah Parsons.
Guess what?
They were not going to draft Micah Parsons.
We beat Micah Parsons.
Why not? He was 12th pick overall. We were right there.
We beat these guys.
You have contracts to fill. Like you got to
beat
pay
these
guys.
No. That's not in their rookie years. You don't.
That was the year. Okay, they traded up. They traded up to.
We have a rookie deal with
12. They would probably have taken
with Lance. What's up with the rookie deal with Lance? Then
they were taking a quarterback at that.
They were going to take a quarterback.
They were going to take a quarterback.
They could have sat there.
I think it should have been Justin Fields. Fields.
Exactly. Thank you.
But
what has Fields done throwing the football? What has he done throwing the football?
What has he done?
I mean,
Fields is rating.
Fields is better than Fields.
Fields is playing with trash.
How's he better than Lance?
But I mean,
he runs better?
I'm talking about from a passing perspective, because
even from a passing perspective, Ohio State, I think he's a better passer than Trey Lance. I do. Me myself.
Shanahan,
and John Lynch wanted Justin Fields. John Lynch wanted Justin Fields. We got to also understand, Shanahan is not a quarterback whisperer. We know this. He's a good play caller. Sometimes he gets in his own head and he's ruined some games for us. Trey Lance was that project that he thought he can build off of, thinking he had the next RG3, but look what he did to RG3.
Josh Allen. He had the next Josh Allen. Let's face it.
No, I don't think he thought he had the next Josh Allen.
Okay.
You guys, it's too soon to sit here and dictate this kid's future.
Yeah.
You did. Listen.
It is. Because he's only what?
The best thing, to be honest with you guys, the best thing for Lance, even if he's not worth it, because I think
you don't know the best thing for Lance.
Well, can I finish? May I finish?
You don't know what's best for Lance. I'm telling you, you don't.
Okay, and you do.
I think I have a good idea, but if you give me a chance to talk,
what do you think is the best thing for Lance, sir?
Game reps, and they don't even have to be with the Niners. He has to.
Well, that's
play
what
football.
I was getting to. I was saying the best thing for Lance is get him out of this team, because the pressure is going to be too much for him, and you could see in every throw he's forcing it. He needs to get out of the system. Well, he needs to go to another team. He's under the most
pressure right now. He's under the most pressure right now in a fucking preseason, commercialized camp versus Sam Darnold. His career, he will never have more pressure than he has now. It doesn't.
And you know what?
Doesn't
What
even
all
matter.
the coaches are saying right now, They're saying he's not
and
even,
you don't.
he's not even a second. He's not even the second quarterback. He's the third quarterback.
Okay, hang on. What
Coaches
did
didn't say that.
what did Darnold
The
do
coaches
today?
didn't say that.
What did Darnold do today to say I'm better than Lance? That's what I want to know.
Well,
Every one of
sure,
these games is going to matter, Sami. Every one of them, they're
Personal
going to
sense to him.
calculate everything. It doesn't matter right now. In the sake of a heated argument, apples are apples, oranges are oranges.
It could happen.
I'm doing this based on everybody who's close to the team is telling me, like, fucking Greg Papa is fucking saying that he's not even basically fighting for the fourth quarterback. Yeah, and he knows, right? He knows.
He knows.
Greg Papa is a Raider guy. He just has a job with the Niners.
He's a Raider guy. Yeah, he's a Raider guy.
I love it when you call me Greg Papa.
Well, I assure you that the 49ers wouldn't be telling Greg Papa things to just spout it
But
off.
he sees it. He's around the team. He talks to people that
But
are
he wouldn't
in,
tell you. He wouldn't tell us. If they would not tell him anything that he would tell us, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
They're not gonna that kind of stuff. They don't just say, they don't tell people and then say, oh well, go ahead and tell them.
And based on what you guys see, you guys don't see like a clear difference between him and Purdy or him and Darnold.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of
preseason game.
There was a lot of national guys.
The little that preseason football tells you, based on that, because that's what you guys are basing it on, right? You're not basing on hearsay.
It's all we've got.
It's all we've got to see what actually against another team.
Okay.
But
so many. Corey's been waiting for like way longer than you, man. So I'm gonna bring Corey on, okay?
I know you brought me on though, but all right.
I know because I brought you. I told you to come on first, so I gave you priority. But we got Corey here, and Corey, we're gonna
What's going on, Corey?
Whenever we're done with whatever Corey's got going on. If anybody else wants to call and let me know. Other than that, we'll close off the show because we're about 46 minutes in. But I'll drop the link one more time. If anybody wants to come on after Corey, I'll take one more perhaps. But let me just catch up with the chats really quick because we got David Yang. I'm not sure what the first thing he said was. First thing he said was, Trey is too much of a hill to climb. Brock is building that mountain high. Okay, there you go. He says Fields is dookie as a passer. He's worse than Trey. Dude averages 150 yards. Yeah, I mean, if you look at just on paper, I mean, Fields' passing numbers aren't really that impressive. Now, I liked him coming out, but now maybe the Bears are just really bad at developing quarterbacks. We know that throughout history. Maybe had Fields went to the Niners, it could have been better. Who knows?
That in Chicago is trash. He don't have anybody.
Yeah, exactly. 49er dude's here. He's the guy who did my theme song. He's a rapper from LA. Loves the Niners. Diehard Niner fan. But let me just read this comment really quick. Said, who said Trey was third string, little Shanny? They just gave Darnold the chance to play. Who knows what the deal is? But I'm just saying, what did Darnold do in today's game that made him stand out? I didn't really see much. Brandon here's from Forever Faithful Podcast. What's up, bro? But go ahead. We're gonna bring on Corey. We got Corey here. What's up, Corey? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
What's on
listen to
your
what
mind?
that guy was saying.
Well, what do you have to say about that?
That man, I don't know, because you can't, like John V was saying, you can't judge now. You can't judge Trey right now.
There's certain things you can look at. There's certain things you can look at.
You can, but what you can't. Oh, he's a buzz right now. And because he got picked at third at his third team, is that Trey's fault? He got picked at third, and the 49ers gave it up third. Is that his fault?
Not at all.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the game today, and I thought Trey did good. He came in. He had a lot of good passes. Yes, about two of them was questionable. He almost got the extra point intercepted, but everything else was looking good to me.
Oh, you're talking about the 2-point try at the 20-yard line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the penalty. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, everything was looking good to me with Trey.
Mm-hmm.
He was leading them down the field. Got that ball back and was throwing that ball. He ran that 2 minutes real good. So
I
I don't
know.
know.
Too.
I know when we were down 6-3, going into the half and everything. I told my son, I said, "Hey, Trey's gonna come back and win this game." I didn't know they were gonna still have Sam Darnold out there as long as they did.
Yeah.
But I said that Trey was gonna come back and win that game, and he made some good throws. And he came back and won that game. So, like I said, I would never call anybody that makes it to the NFL a bust. Sometimes you make a bad choice on where you pick guys at, but I mean, we're a team right now where it shows it doesn't matter where you pick a guy at, or not just our team, any team. Some of your best players come from the later rounds and not from the first round. So we have to understand that part of it too.
Let me see what's up to Laura.
Get over the fact of giving up all these picks and all this shit for a third round pick of Trey Lance. We got to get over that shit because no matter what, we still been in the thick of things. Other than the fucking COVID year, we still been in the thick of things, and look where we are still.
Okay, so we got Laura in the chat. She says, "Hi, 49 fan. Great to see you all on this fine Saturday night." She says, "Hi, Corey Davis." She's saying, "What's up to you, Corey?" So,
Hey,
yeah,
Lauren,
I mean, you know what? There you go. I mean, sometimes teams make bold moves. They see a high upside. At the end of the day, I mean, it just if you're mad at us for pick. If you're saying that, hey, you're mad at Trey Lance, you hate Trey Lance because you expected him to be a superstar day one, and he didn't get to play his rookie year, and it's all his fault, and he's a bust. Then you better take that up with Kyle because he's the one that brought him in. He's the one that got us in this situation the first damn place. So, it is what it is. And anything else on your mind, Corey, about the game? Any players stand out to you that you liked, or you want to talk about Purdy's return, or anybody that looked good to you today?
Yeah, and one more thing I want to say. Why can't we get Trey in with Brandon Ayuk and Debo and CMC and see how he plays?
You're preaching to the choir, Corey.
I know.
That's where he needs to be in. He needs to be in when they there.
Look, Ayuk's one of his best friends off the field, and we saw Ayuk run onto the field after they threw the touchdown to Cameron Lot too. So that doesn't tell you something. I don't know what does.
Yep. Yeah. And I like Bell, even though he had. He gonna have him wear the ball, hit up near and get intercepted. But I like how he plays.
Yeah, that can't happen once a game.
I know he's been looking good.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see what's up to Melissa and
what's up, Melissa?
And what else? Yeah, what's up, Melissa? She's all the way on the East Coast. Shout out to all the East Coast people. John V's on the East Coast. And who else stood out for you? Is there anything you like or you didn't like on defense or on offense, Corey?
We still gotta fix our run defense,
Yeah, it's not up to par to what it was.
Ball going up the running too much on us, so we gotta fix that. But for number 94, oh boy.
For real?
Clem Farrell, not Farrell.
Farrell, my bad.
Oh, O'Malley. O'Malley knocked out Sterling.
Really?
About boxing?
In the UFC today?
Oh, UFC?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Hey, Corey, do everybody a favor. Let everybody know where they can find you about your YouTube channel. And after that, we got to bring on Chris, and then we're going to close out the show. Let everybody know what's up with your YouTube channel. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at Corey Davis, or say in Lockdown Davis, and I'm doing a show tomorrow at 7 p.m. a hangout show where we just talk. We're gonna be talking about the 49ers and Denver game, and Thursdays I do hangout shows
how about the trivia show? Right?
The trivia's ended right now. That was just off season.
Oh,
so
okay.
We're starting to pick them on when the first the starting of the season. I'm gonna be doing the pick'ems show. That's gonna be every Wednesday night.
That's awesome. All right, Corey. So give us a bang bang Niner gang or say something to get us pumped up, and then we're gonna go to our final caller.
All right. Bang bang Niner gang.
That was fire. All right, Corey, take care, man. All right, we're gonna bring on. This is a new guy. I don't know if this guy was in the chat. I don't know, but I've never seen you before. But what's up, Chris? We're gonna bring on. This is a new guy. I don't know if this guy was in the chat. Chris, you gotta turn down your volume.
Turn the background down.
We got an echo.
Hey, what's up? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
We hear you, but we have you.
You got the
You gotta turn
background
down your
on,
volume,
Chris.
bro. We got an echo. We got an
What's
echo.
up? Can you guys hear me? Okay. We hear you, but we have you.
I don't know if you have a headphones or earbuds, but you might want to plug them in because there you go. Okay. All right. So we got Chris here. First time seeing you, and I don't know if you have earbuds if you want to plug them in or whatever, or headphones.
You can always mute
easier.
you can mute the YouTube.
Yeah, he has to mute. Yeah, he has to mute the YouTube.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, okay. Are you watching on YouTube the same time you're on StreamYard? Because if so, you got to turn off your YouTube. That's where the delay is. Yeah, you can only have audio coming from one source. But go ahead, Chris, say what's up and let us know where you're from.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Oh, I can't hear you guys though.
Oh,
Damn
really?
it.
You can't
I'm
hear
sorry.
us?
Yeah, I can't hear you guys. Oh man.
Go to your audio. Hang on, let me type
Sorry, I
in the
don't
chat.
waste any more time here. If you guys,
Here, I'm gonna tell you what to do in the chat.
Okay.
Audio in the settings. Select audio.
Why gets that fixed? A. John B. Peter A. I'm subscribed to y'all channels.
Oh, appreciate you.
We'll
Bro.
be coming
I
around.
appreciate that.
You know, if y'all have y'all thing going on the same way, I will be coming around during the season and everything, and even off season. I like the smaller crowd things of Niner fans, and I appreciate you guys, man, accepting me to be up here. Same way with Bashar. Hey, man, appreciate this tonight.
Yeah, and great seeing you back, man. Cool
Yeah,
to see you on
absolutely.
camera. And maybe
Appreciate you.
Chris can hear us, man. So you take it off, landlord?
No, I'm not taking off.
I thought you were taking off. Oh, okay.
I'm just showing love, man, while he was getting his
we
stuff.
appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it.
Was that you with the siren in the background, or was that somebody else?
Oh yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm in the Bay Area, man. You know, shit goes on out here, man.
Okay, I think Chris may have fixed his audio situation. Are you good, Chris?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
We hear you.
Yes,
we hear
sir.
you.
Yeah, we
let
hear
us
you.
know where you're from. I know you've seen you before.
Awesome. I'm from Florida. I was just kind of scrolling through YouTube and I saw you guys. I'm like, let me jump in and just kind of chat with some Niners. So I don't have Niner fans over here, so I got to do it this way. It's lonely over here in Florida.
I feel you. I'm in Houston, so.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't see it too much. So everyone's like, "What are you doing over here? You're a Niner fan?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I go to Cali just to watch the games. I got to fly back and forth. But anyways, I just wanted to chat with you guys, man. You guys seem like you guys good little thing going here. I was one of the haters on Trey Lance. So
was that?
yeah, I'm not. But you know, man, you know what it is with me is I've been a Niner fan since I was pretty much. I was born in '82. I'm 41. I hate seeing our team be ready for a Super Bowl and then we waste it that time because you know how people start asking for more money. We'll probably end up losing Kittles eventually, and that bothers me. That I think we're ready now, and I'm like, man, like I want Trey to be awesome. It's not even against him. It's the fact that this is what bothers me with Trey. Is he's got 1 year of college ball, 2019. So it's been what, almost 4 years since this guy's actually got some experience in, and that's only his experience. He was from Minnesota high school, which was like a middle level like high school. So I'm like, okay, North Dakota State for college. I'm like, okay, you guys know he only averaged 17 passes a game in college. I'm like, the guy had a lot of flash with running and stuff. So I'm like, I'm wanting to see that on the Niners. I want to see that running at least. It's not as like flashy as it was on the tapes. I feel like we kind of got goosed as 49er fans, and I think John Lynch is the problem. I don't know if I think you guys said like Kyle is the problem. I think Lynch was the one that was pushing towards them. So I feel like there was all this hype, and we're all like, yeah. All right, let's show me. And now we're like, yo, what's up? And I won't even get into the picks. I'll let that go. But I'm like, yo, what's up, man? What's happening in practice? That's what I want to know because we want to see him with the first starters, right? Is that happening or was it happening at some point in practice? I think it was. And there's something they're seeing that maybe we're not aware of. And then obviously Trey came in and people were complaining because, you ran him up the middle and now he got hurt, man. That's Kyle's fault. And I'm like, why are they running up the middle, man? Is there something they know that we don't know? So the only thing that I don't like, which I did some research recently. I don't know if you guys watched the LaShawn McCoy. God, it was pretty bad. I don't know if you guys saw it. They were really harsh.
That's up.
Yeah, very harsh on him.
I saw that.
Yeah, so there were some good points there. That's how they broke it down. It does seem like Trey, he sees, they had an example, like an analogy. Like it seems like Trey, when they hikes the ball, his eyes are closed. This is just an analogy. And then he opens up his eyes and he's got to figure out the defense. I feel like he's not being able to read that defense, and they pointed that out, that he couldn't even read a cover 2 that was in zone. They're like, no, you should know that's a zone. This is not man, and there was opportunity. So I guess what I'm looking at with Trey right now is I'm like, I want to see him being able to, if number 1's not there, I need to see that quick read to the number 2. I need quicker releases. I don't need you locking on to 1, and then if 1's not there, oh crap, next you know you get sacked. That's what I'm seeing. So that's kind of why I'm like, it seems like I'm the hater, because I'm like, I don't want to see that, and I don't want to waste time trying to get Trey around the corner, and hopefully he's going to be good with this awesome team. So you guys can pick me apart with it. That's why I say what I say, is because I'm like, I'm seeing it like he just can't read that defense well, and then he's not, turning that head, just reading everything fast and going through the reads. Read 1, read 2, read 3. Sometimes you're gonna have to do that. You're not going to always have a lot of protection. We know that, right? You got the internal alarm clock on a QB is 2.7 seconds. So if by 2.5 seconds, you're almost like, hey, we got to get rid of this ball. So we can blame the O-line, but there are going to be times in Super Bowls. You guys know this. If we were playing the Eagles, you're not going to have time. You got to get rid of the ball. Got to know this defense. You got to be able to do this. So that's my thoughts on it. Feel free to pick me apart. I need the hater back. And it's I am, and I probably am, but I want them to be good. I don't waste this Niners team. That's the problem. I don't waste this good team right now, and I don't even know. I'm hoping Brock is decent enough. I wanted to go get Tom Brady, honestly. So, what's your guys' thoughts on Trey? You guys think he's ready now? Do you think he really does? He have a problem with the reads? I do. What you got, Peter?
Here's the thing about it's not. I understand what you're saying. Like the one issue is that this is the thing. ESPN, Fox, all Fox Sports, all the national guys don't know our players. They don't know them at all. They can't even pronounce their names half the time, and they don't understand they don't really know the situation. They just throw things out there because of just what they see on TV, and then they say they have sources, which. Do they know people on the team? Maybe, but I think that the team feeds them misinformation all the time. That's why they all thought that the 49ers were going to pick Mac Jones instead of Trey Lance. Like the thing about Trey is it's all just a bunch of misfortune on his part. He got hurt multiple times over and over and over again. And like you said, hasn't played a lot of football. So when you haven't played a lot of football, they picked him, and Kyle was the one that wanted him. Just so we're clear on that. He was the one that said in an interview that he was the one, as soon as they went to see Trey, he started drawing up plays for him on the plane. So Kyle definitely wanted him. They had a vision. It didn't work out because Trey, they were planning on him sitting for a year. He was above the curve. He got hurt. They were planning on starting him last year. He got hurt. And then this year, I mean, Brock won 7 games and won 2 playoff games and played well. He was averaging 30 points a game. So, I mean, you can't just take a guy like that out. And that's where we're at with Trey. He's coming off a major injury as well as Brock. So he was going to look rusty coming into that first game. Because that was the first time he had been in the game in over a year, or not over a year, but about a year. And so it is what it is. Like Trey needs reps. Trey needs time, just like you were saying. And I agree with you that we probably won't see Trey get to flourish on the Niners because they don't have the time. They have too many good players, and that's why he's fighting for the number 2 spot, and Brock Purdy is starting. So, but I don't hate Trey. I think that Trey is just it's just misfortune on his part.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, though, let's be real. I mean, this team did not invest in the offensive line. They invested in quarterbacks. They have, who knows who's going to be our quarterback when it comes down to week 16.
He's probably going to get to play this year. He's probably going to get to play.
Who's going to play this year?
You guys think Purdy's hurt?
What's that?
Well, Shanny has only gone one season since he's been with the Niners, where they haven't used more than one quarterback.
Right.
So
there's a high probability.
So the odds are is he's going to get to play at some point.
the one thing I'm not like a big fan of Brock. I guess I'm very critical because I analyze. And when you come from Joe Montana to Steve Young and even Garcia, I thought was a great quarterback for us, even though we did the team. Our defense was god awful. But anyways, I've seen what we had. Jimmy obviously didn't have an Aaron Rodgers kind of ceiling, but I was getting with Jimmy. I was getting quick releases, and I knew he can on third down, but the killer instinct. We didn't see it, but whatever. I'll take them. As long as you can get us to the Super Bowl or get us somewhere, we got a possible shot. I just don't want to go backwards. Purdy, he shows some signs of good things. I do look and I find his mistakes. They mentioned it. He loves rolling out that back door the opposite way, spinning his body around. It's a huge problem. And he did it today in the game. And I'm like, he needs to. And they told him, hey, you can't be doing that much because you're gonna. That's how you can easily get hurt. Somebody's gonna come up and knock you down, and his arm's going to be messed up again. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does go down and we're like rolling. I'd hate to roll into Sam Darnold. To me, he's just like an insurance policy better than a Josh Johnson. Like if we would have had Sam instead of Josh Johnson, which that was just terrible to watch in that, championship game. Man, I almost would like a Phillip Rivers even.
I'm going to say if Lance is gone, if Lance isn't here anymore and Brock Purdy goes down for whatever reason, and Sam Darnold playing QB for us, it's not going to be fun, dude.
No. My thing is also this. Somewhere down the line through these years, what is 7 years right now, we have to put blame on Kyle Shanahan and some of his play calling and some of the shit that he does. And it has nothing to do with what the quarterbacks is doing. None of that. Sometimes Cal, like I said, he gets into his own head. Mm-hmm. He feels like he has to be bigger than the team when he does some of these play calls, and it puts the quarterbacks in bad situations. So Jimmy, I appreciate Jimmy. I remember going to the game when Jimmy First Man was there, and it was the second game against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm in the end zone area. Man, I was all on the Jimmy hype train. And I still like Jimmy. I still feel like, we could have rolled out with Jimmy.
I think so, yeah.
I just think that Kyle Shanahan is the reason why our quarterbacks don't look better than what they should.
Yeah, I remember people questioned this at one point in time, and I didn't think it was an issue. To be honest with you, it was a few years ago. People were saying it like Kyle still hasn't proven he could develop a quarterback. One of my friends told me that, and I thought, no, I think Kyle's good with quarterbacks, but I'm kind of starting to see it. But Purdy, due to his college experience, looks ready out there. I'm not going to necessarily say, hey, Kyle's the reason why Purdy looked good last year. He played a lot of snaps of college ball. I like Purdy at Iowa State too. When I didn't know that we were going to draft a quarterback, when I saw basically Jimmy go down in 2020, I was thinking, okay, Purdy might be one of the guys we could get around 2 or around 3, perhaps. He's got a lot of good qualities. I don't know if he's going to be the guy the next 10 years. I don't know who is. None of us really know that. Okay, so I do have Brandon waiting, Chris. I'm really glad you came on, Chris. By the way, you're really good. You're more than welcome to come back to the channel. And
hold on, I want to say something to Chris.
Okay, go ahead. I have something to say about Chris when you're done. Though I want to mention his YouTube channel. So
got it.
Okay, Chris, you're very critical of a player that has not played enough football to be judged or criticized, right?
You're right, 100%. Well, go ahead, keep going. Sorry.
So my point is this. When you set your bias aside, right, and you see the small samples that you've got to see, right? So last week was an abysmal mess, right? We can agree?
Yeah, terrible.
Okay. So when you take last week's opportunities and you put them up against today's. Now, mind you, remember how much football he played last week,
right,
versus what he got today, which was the fourth quarter. Essentially, there was some of the tail end of the third, but majority of what he did today, he did in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to compare those and set your bias aside, your concerns, your criticisms. Just tell me briefly what you saw from last week to today.
Okay, I saw that obviously he was starting off a little slow. We saw that, but then he picked up and he was actually moving the ball down the field with some good passes. But you want me to not be critical, so it's like, all right, I can just tell you that. That's all I saw.
Yeah, just summarize
points, but
summarize to me summarize to me today, because I can already assume, and I know exactly the negatives that you're going to say. So tell me the positives. Just tell me what you saw positive today.
He slung the ball and he placed on a couple receivers. He placed them very well. I saw some nice slants. There was one over the middle. Who was it? I think it might have been Ronnie Bell diving for it, dove for it, but he had it on.
Might have been Conley, but regardless.
Okay, whoever. He dove for it and he caught it. I saw a couple good passes like that, but I'm not going to say someone had to criticize. So that's it. Yeah, I saw some passes like that. That's all I saw.
So you're telling me that today, that's all you saw today?
Yes, playing in the
you didn't so
third stringers. Yes.
So listen, it doesn't matter who the opponent at what level they're playing, because the offensive line today was still abysmal. So he was being pressured by a pass rush.
Okay.
He performed today under pressure.
Okay.
He did not have a clean pocket, not once today. Okay. So when you criticize this kid, you have to take those same things. So both ways can be true, right? Mm-hmm. You said those were third stringers.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But he only gets to practice with third stringers, second and third, right?
I don't know.
He does not get a fair opportunity to practice with the ones, because they're not going to take valuable reps away from Purdy to give to a second string quarterback.
But before
it's not going to do that.
You can say that he was practicing.
Why should QB1 give up reps to anybody competing for second or third?
John, I agree now, but he was practicing at one point.
He did not get to practice with the ones.
Yes, he did at one point, because
he did a little here and there. Here and there, he did.
But they
didn't really have.
Right. Yeah. But last year.
Okay, last year. Okay, well, last year he won you a necessary game.
Okay.
You can't move forward as a 49er fan and say he's a bust. You can't rally with the rest of any of these guys being negative, Chris. The criticisms that you're saying, they're just unfair because they don't have time to produce. This kid hasn't developed anything. Over and over again, you keep saying he's not doing this, he's not doing that.
We're in the NFL. Be real, we're in the NFL.
So when I tell you, you told me he got better. He got better in a week. In the game. In the Houston game, he got better in the second half. The kid is adapting with every little bit that he gets.
Okay.
So
wouldn't he like that in college, and then we draft him in the NFL, and let's go.
Yeah, but he didn't come from a Power 5 conference.
I know. That's my whole problem is, John, let me just say this. My whole problem.
Your whole problem should not be Trey Lance. Your whole problem should be, why did John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan move up, draft a kid whom they addressed as a raw talent?
I agree.
They told you
that. I agree.
So you got to hold the right people accountable, Chris.
I am, dude. But at the end of the day, what do you want me to do? This guy's on our team. I didn't draft him. Do you want me to not criticize him?
No, you can criticize him. You're free to criticize him.
We're in the NFL.
You should see growth every opportunity that he gets. But yet you still fall back on all the negatives, though. He's growing.
He probably shouldn't
be growing. Here.
He probably shouldn't. We don't want somebody on the Niners. It's already been 3 years growing still. That's my problem. My problem is we got suckered into some.
We didn't get suckered. The kid got hurt, dude. If you get hurt, Chris, if you get hurt at a physical job, what does it do for you, bro? It stalls you. Okay, and somebody's going to take your job.
Well, it didn't stall Burrows when he came in. This guy obviously wasn't ready. Patrick Mahomes didn't get stalled.
You're comparing athletes that came from Power 5 conferences.
That got drafted. They're NFL QBs that got drafted. We drafted an NFL QB, and we don't have an NFL QB. We're making excuses that he's not ready.
So if you are a contractor, if you build shit and you hurt yourself and you can't build shit,
okay,
What should I say about you, bro?
Was I a good builder?
Should I say that you were an awful? Should I say you were an awful applicant? We should have never brought him here because you can't perform.
Hire me. You would hire me for my experience. When I come on the job before I got hurt, I would have been a performer. We don't have a performer. We never seen this performer. And then he got hurt. I understand. That's the problem. We hired somebody that only had 1 year of college ball at North Dakota State. He comes in, he gets hurt, and I'm over here like, I don't know if this guy really has the experience, and he doesn't. But what do? Do we just say, hey, just give him time, give him time, give him time? I'm telling you, don't do that.
Chris, you know what we do?
What's that?
You know what we do?
What's that?
We get held accountable for the compensation that we spent, and we fucking develop this kid.
Ooh, so that's a tough one, man. You think so? We're gonna spend some time on him. You gotta be certain.
It's working.
Cheer people for money.
Hey, Chris,
he's developing. He developed before your eyes in 1 week.
John.
Hey, just to ease the conversation up a little bit.
Yeah,
man, Peter. Sometimes I think your screen is freezing and shit. You just sit there and you control.
I don't.
I'm just
I got
watching.
I got Brandon wait. Look, I got Brandon.
I'm listening intently. Like that's what it is.
I got Brandon waiting. I got Warowski waiting after him. So we've covered. We pretty much covered everybody's points. But Chris, because I saw your YouTube channel, and it's not Niner related, it's not football related, but it looks like you have a big following. If you want to hype up your YouTube channel, let everybody know where they can follow you and what you talk about.
Away from all that stuff. I'm a business guy, read charts and stuff and data and invest. I work with investors and things like that. So but yeah, I'm good. I don't need anything, man.
Okay.
I'll stop and say hi to you guys, man. And
yeah, I'm glad you came on, man. I'm really glad you came on.
Nice to meet you, man.
I don't piss people off. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, we all just want a good Niner team. So
we do, man. And then the season's about to start, so I'll be at the home opener. So Let me put Brandon on. Thank you, Chris, for coming on. Hope we see you again in the future, right?
Guys have a good one. Take care.
Take care. Good
night, Chris.
All right, that was good. Good discussion with Chris. We got Brandon. After Brandon, we're gonna have Warowski from Southern California. So we got Brandon Ferreño from the Forever Faithful podcast. What's up, bro? Thank you for waiting patiently.
What's going on, fellas?
Loosen up, Pete.
No mommies. No mommies.
Loosen up a little bit, Pete.
Let's talk about five real quick. Man. He looked better than Sam Darnold today.
For sure.
Yeah, I thought so. And I was surprised. There was one last series where Darnold came out. Maybe it was his last two series. And I was literally gonna fucking punch something. I was like, "Is he really still out there?" Like I thought I thought we saw a lot of them already, but apparently we didn't see enough of them. They felt like they needed to throw him out there again. So.
Yeah, he didn't get a touchdown. That's what happened. Like he didn't get a touchdown.
And then Kyle said in the presser that he was trying to even out with both quarterbacks with giving a half to each. But I felt like Sam Darnold got a little bit more in today's game. So.
Yeah,
I don't know what that was.
Nice pass to Coletto, nice touchdown pass. I get that, but there was a whole lot of bullshit that he did earlier, and I was just like, okay, are they going to throw in a different quarterback? What are we doing?
I thought after the interception that wasn't his fault, but I thought after that, we were going to see more Trey Lance then.
Yeah,
so that shocked me too tonight.
I mean, he was just dinking and dunking for the most part. He was just dinking and dunking.
Yeah.
And I mean. At the end of the day, man, like we've been saying since we drafted this kid, he just needs reps, dude. More reps, the better he's going to get.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we could see a chance on this team with him, but maybe not. We don't know. But, I mean, we saw today, perfect example. He looked 100 times better today than he did last week. So, I mean... He's getting more comfortable under center. I mean, even though the O-line still sucked ass, he still looked pretty decent out there compared to last week.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, it's the offensive line. It looked good in spurts and just random moments whenever Nick Sakel wasn't letting guys just run right by him. Like, but yeah. Oh no, he is the bane of my existence at this point. Nick Sakel, I can't even stand to hear his name. Like,
real quick, because Nick Sakel, that's the center, right?
No, he played.
He played guard.
I think he played left guard today.
Left guard.
Yeah, he played left guard today.
Who's that center?
I think Feliciano was playing in the.
Feliciano was
in the
playing at one point.
Yeah,
He was just
Randall played like a drive, and then the rest of it was like Feliciano.
Yeah. I'm saying, yeah. Later on down the line,
yeah.
Like I've been telling folks, man, hey, if we have to worry about any of our number ones getting hurt, we are going to be fucked up on that offensive line.
Oh yeah.
I was pounding.
We're going to be fucked up.
I might have said this earlier. I've said this on endless shows that I've done. I was pounding the table on the live draft show on Niner Sickness podcast, not on my channel, but on his channel, 3 times when we made picks in third round to draft DeJuan Jones, because DeJuan Jones was supposed to be a high second round pick, maybe late first rounder, and he was available on all 3 picks, and we never got him. And I don't know if McKivitz is going to cut. I don't know who's going to cut it whenever somebody goes down. Yeah, there were other guys too.
That would probably been better fits for what the Niners do than DeJuan Jones, but but they didn't pick anybody. They said nobody was a fit, and that's just ridiculous.
I'm sick of that scheme fit crap, dude. The most dominant player in college at that position who's available, like a dominant player, I think he can play in like almost any scheme. I'm sorry,
there was a lot of the way I look at it is this: it doesn't matter what team you are. If you lose enough offensive linemen, your offensive line is going to look like crap. Period. Like if you lose starters, if your starters go down, like a lot of the teams can't even field a good offensive line to begin with. Like let alone if you lose 2 or 3 starters. Like if anybody loses anybody, they're gonna not look good. But yeah, so I don't really blame the 49ers for not having good backups. I just I don't think it'll look as bad if it's just 1 or 2 of them have to come in, but they just can't all be in there.
I'll say Forrester. Go ahead.
Are we feeling bad that we don't have McGlinchey no more?
No.
A lot of people did not like McGlinchey. I know.
I don't even have to think about
that right side was already bad as it was.
Yeah. D'Angelo Evans is in the chat really quick. He says the biggest takeaway was the Niners' run defense. It was terrible. Good point.
Yeah, our run defense needs to get better, but
they're trying stuff out. They're trying.
Yeah, they are. Especially
it's vanilla. It's vanilla, but I still feel old man Wilkes needs to come down and be on the sideline.
Yes, he does.
Not sitting
the energy. We need the energy that we've been getting.
Kocurek is going to bring that energy. I feel. I don't know that
he has so much energy, though, bro.
I agree with that.
I don't know that he has to be down there. I'm more concerned with with like you said, like the message. Is the message the same? Because I know Wilkes is going to try a whole bunch of new stuff with the blitzes, and it really makes me afraid for that we'll go too far away from what this makes this team great.
I think that he puts in the time throughout the week. I love to see him with the players. I love to see him on the field. Like that hands-on coaching is just, I think that's where he makes up for it, and then he just gets that bird's eye view of the defense and how they set up from up there. And I think it's different for us. Obviously, when I first heard about it, I'm like, you know what? I don't know that I like that, but knowing that Kocurek is down there, he's louder and more energetic than all of those guys combined. You're going to get that rah from him. But if Wilkes is seeing it from upstairs, then I guess we owe it to him just to give him a shot and see what happens, right? I mean, I was a little bit thrown off. I'm not going to lie, but I'm trying to come around. I'm trying to think, why do you have to be down there? Wouldn't you feel he sees it from up there, man? And he might see things from a different perspective, and it might make that defense this much better on the back end.
Yeah. For the record, Wilkes isn't a rah guy. He hasn't been all training camp. He's a quiet dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's consistent, and he likes to get out there and work with these guys, Bash. And I love that about him. It's imperative, right? Now just figure out how to do that with Oliver.
Exactly. Definitely with Oliver. But go off your point of saying, being up there, it still comes down to as a player, you want to be able to come off the field and your D coordinator is telling you, motherfucker, goddamn it, good job.
Oh, he's still
There's
doing that.
assistants that
He's
can
still
do that.
he's doing it
But
through
you
the
can't hear
headset.
from up there though.
He's
You
telling
can't hear.
Mic'd
he's
up.
telling Kasarik. He's telling
Not
Kasarik.
everybody's mic'd up. Not everybody's
No, I'm
mic'd
No,
up.
saying
he's
his
telling
And they
assistants.
don't
Kasarik.
have phones anymore.
He's telling Kasarik, hey, put Greenlaw on the headset.
I mean, I get that part of it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
coming off the field, having your DC, it's different from. I mean, yeah, you have your position coaches, and yeah, you want to get the love for your position coach, but for your DC to be the one to be like, motherfucker, yeah, you did that shit. That's a different feeling.
But that's not him.
That's a
That's
different
just
feeling.
not.
That's just
I
not
mean,
him.
I get.
Yeah, he doesn't
I
have
get
that.
You're not gonna
in
get
him.
that even if he's on the sideline. Like
I get it. I get it.
So,
Hey,
yeah, it is
Brandon,
what it is.
we're gonna bring Horowski on soon. But if there's anything we didn't cover that you want to talk about, we'll just do it really quick and then talk about your channel too. So,
No, I'm good. Just basically, if you haven't yet, go over to For Our Faithful Podcast and hit that subscribe button. And we'll be going live again this week. So football's back. That's all I gotta say.
football is back. Go
baby.
Niners. All right, Brandon, take care, man.
And hey,
Thanks,
Bashar,
man.
I gotta get going too.
Okay, Pete.
I got church in the morning.
Me too. I do too. But a
need
little later.
Hey,
I got that
hey,
afternoon mass.
Jesus.
smile at church tomorrow, Peter.
With all the cussing that I did today, man.
Don't be stone facing church tomorrow, Peter.
Oh,
Praise,
yeah, praise
praise
Jesus.
tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord and clap.
And we got Nicholas Acalates from the Locker Room Rant YouTube channel. Since Brock got pressured and still looked pretty good. This guy is a big Brock Purdy supporter, even though he's a Browns fan. So, all right, Brandon, take care, bro.
Hey, I appreciate y'all.
See you, man.
Later, B.
All right, I see
Later,
you.
Pete.
See you, Pete. Check out Pete from Niner Fanatic Podcast. Check out Brandon from Faithful Podcast. We got our last caller, our final caller, waiting patiently from Southern California, Warowski. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having me on. First of all,
always welcome.
Yeah. First of all, I'm gonna say something that's gonna blow everyone's minds right now. Not just the people watching, but all over the empire. I like my 3 quarterbacks.
Oh, snap.
I like all of them. I like my starter, and when I say starter, I'm talking about Purdy. I like my backup, and if it's Darnold or Trey, I'm good with it. And whoever the third stringer, I'm good with it too. I may be in the minority, but let me tell you, finding a good quarterback is what every team in the NFL wants, and we all can't get it. We all can't get them. And sometimes we just got to do what we got. With that said, I have a couple questions for you guys. First of all, landlord, what is it you're drinking?
Hurricane, sir.
Hurricane, but you can call me Slurricane.
The timing could not have been more perfect, as there's one coming to Southern California tomorrow.
Hey, prayers out to anybody who's gonna be hit hard by that hurricane, whether it be in Mexico or Southern California.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
relatives that live in Southern Cali. I didn't even think about that, but he reminded me. So yeah,
it's
but
gonna rain in
that was,
Southern California this weekend.
for those of you that know the E40 and the Click, that was a reference to that song. If you guys know. Yeah, I'm sure you knew. I don't think John V knew that one though.
Which one?
Hurricane.
I was singing the old E40 songs called Hurricane.
Hurricane, but you can call it Slurricane. You heard that, John V?
No.
He didn't grow up in the Bay Area though. He's from Ohio. He lives in Ohio.
In the Bay Area.
Yeah. He knows what E40 is, but
I know E40. I don't. I wish I was in the Bay.
Hey,
as far away from Nick as possible.
Hey, pull that up. Pull up Hurricane. You enjoy it.
He'll like it. He'll like it.
I will.
Yeah, whatever, Roski. What else is going on, man? Hey, man, that's rare for somebody to say that they go out on a limb and say they like all 3 quarterbacks. You're an anomaly. Let's just say that.
I'm not lying, bro. I'm not lying. I'll take these dudes over. I'll take both Darnold and Lance over Beathard and Mullins and Sudfeld. Okay? Bashar, I had to come on because just as passionate as you are about the Niners, so am I. And you was talking about you don't like the Lance haters. You don't like the Lance haters.
Nope.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I'm going to ask you guys a question. I'm going to ask you guys a question. If the season started tomorrow, now I know there's a couple practice games and a lot could happen between now and then, between now and week 1, including the wild card that we all know about, injuries. If the season started next week, who are you starting?
Brock.
John?
Brock.
Bashar?
Brock. But you do remember that I won the competition just so I could have that peace of mind if Lance stepped up to the plate and if he really improved and said, "Hey, I'm ready to be a starter," or I did have some concerns, I'll be honest, about Purdy's injury, because it's a very serious injury. Very few quarterbacks in the NFL have sustained that same injury and have had the same surgery as well. I mean, the only other one was Nick Mullins, and I don't know if Jake Delhomme had that or he didn't. I heard some people say he did or he didn't, so I don't know about that. But Purdy's not Mullins. We get that. We know he's better than Mullins, but the injury's the injury. However long he stays healthy, who knows? I mean, he didn't have a strong arm to begin with. But as far as Purdy, I mentioned it earlier. I mentioned it when we first started. Purdy has a certain trait about him where his footwork is always running at full speed. He's always fiery. He's always pumped up, and he just looks like he's ready to play when he's out there. So he looked like that today. Now I don't know if the deep ball's there. I don't know. I don't know any of that. But right now, obviously, by default, because he won all those games last year, he's a starter. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to say I'm not going to root for the guy. I have to root for him. I have to root for whoever's taking the quarterback snaps. And if the team's going to be behind Purdy, then I'm going to be behind Purdy. I don't have a choice, But I just don't like the way Kyle does certain things at the end of the day.
Well, I have a critique on Kyle, too, concerning Lance, where I think when Lance came out, I didn't really like what Kyle done, but I'll talk about that later. But my thing is this. It baffles me, and I'm blown away how anyone could speak about Lance when you got a quarterback that's undefeated. That Eagle game, I'm not going to put the loss on him because we know he got hurt on that second play. But to me, this kid hasn't even lost yet. And we're talking about pulling him out for somebody else. Why? The other question I have is, or the other statement I want to make, had Lance been an undrafted free agent, that he would not have the hype he has now. The only reason Lance has hype, because it cost us 3 first-rounders and a third. With that said, what game has any Lance fan seen where they said, this is the franchise, this is the future? Which game was it? Because I think I missed it. And I watch all the games. I'm in LA, but I got DirecTV. I watch all it. Never has I said, wow, this is it. This kid is worth the 3. Trevor Lawrence cost his team, I think, 1 first-rounder. This kid cost us 3 and a third. Now, I don't fall for it. And I don't fall for Adam Scheffler and all these other guys. I don't fall for it. I'm too old for that shit. I don't care what they're doing in practice. What I care is what's happening on the field. When I look at Trey, I'm still waiting. Now, you could blame it on his injuries. But one of the criticisms I had about Lance is I agreed. They ran this dude like he was a running back. But what made me stop and think was like, maybe this kid can't throw. Maybe your only option is running this kid. Yes, he can throw a mile. Yes, the spirals come out tight and all that. But I want a quarterback that has something between his ears, bro. And to me, Purdy has it right now. If Trey Lance would have had Brock Purdy's rookie year, I would have been, this dude was worth it. This dude was worth the 3 first-round picks and the third. But he didn't have it. And he did play his rookie year. Garoppolo got hurt. They handed him the keys. When Garoppolo came back, they took away the keys. Why? Do we really believe Shanahan's trying to ruin this kid's career? Do we really think Shanahan and the organization is trying to sabotage this kid? Do we really believe that? I haven't closed the book on Lance yet. Okay, I haven't closed the book. But I believe he should be on the sidelines. And if he ever pans out, he pans out. And if he doesn't, well, then he didn't. But for right now, for anyone to say that Purdy has competition, let Purdy lose one first. before we criticize that Purdy can't throw and Purdy's throwing too many picks in practice, let him lose one game first. I hand it over to you guys. No, Bashar, I'm sorry. I get emotional.
No. Hey, I like it. It makes it more entertaining. It's more fun.
And when I heard Chris talk and Landlord, I was like, man, I got to get on this one, bro.
Hey, I was supposed to end this show in half an hour ago, but I seen people calling in. I'm not gonna take any more calls, but this is where we're gonna end it pretty soon. Not right now, but yeah, I'm not taking any more.
I came on late.
It's it's all good. I'm glad you came on because I haven't seen you come on before in quite some time, not since the playoffs.
Bashar,
So.
I my work schedule, so when I can watch it, I watch it. And believe me, dude, I get heated up watching. I love this, man.
Okay, I'll say this. You said what did we see from Trey? I mean, look, you mentioned Lawrence. All the people that you mentioned that you compare him to, they got to play strings of multiple games together. So it was like I wish Lance had those opportunities to do so. The one game that I thought Lance stepped up to the plate, Fred Warner in practice prior to that game was saying this guy's on the scout team and he's tearing up the first team defense. Fred Warner was saying that. Now I don't. Then we saw him play against the Texans, right? Some people said, "Oh, he didn't do that good in the first half." At the end of the day, he won. He won against the same defense that gave Justin Herbert's fits the week before. Everybody knows that. And on top of that, we put up a lot of points in that game. He had a big throw, and he finally got to play with Debo and Ayuk in that game. It's just that game was pretty much told me, and the fans were behind Lance in that game. That game told me that was the time for Kyle to make the switch. For whatever reason, Kyle kept pussyfooting around, and it's like he takes us in these catch-22, these Groundhog Day types, lukewarm type scenarios. And I thought at that point in time, roll with Lance. And that was a must-win game to go to the playoffs. So, hey, yeah, sure, it was against the Texans, whatever, but it was a must-win game. If we lose that game, we don't go to the playoffs. So roll with Lance from that point on, and they didn't. And then it's just this whole back and forth, I mean, the injury and whatever and all that other crap. And, they brought Jimmy back on a super El Cheapo type contract. And then here comes Jimmy again. He's playing. And then all of a sudden here comes Brock Purdy out of nowhere. It's not, but this is what kills me about the people who hate Lance and prop Purdy up so damn much. Because they act like they knew all along that they saw what like they had a fucking crystal ball in front of them. Like, oh, I told you Brock Purdy was going to do all these things and Trey Lance sucks and all this. Like, you didn't tell anybody shit. You didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. Nobody fucking knew. Let's be fucking real about that. Now, Purdy had the opportunity that Jimmy got hurt. Jimmy does not get hurt in that Miami Dolphins game. We probably don't even see Purdy. Who knows what happens? But he's here now. He's playing. He had that unfortunate injury. We're going to play with him. We're going to roll with him. I'm going to be pissed off if Trey Lance gets traded. He might ask for a trade. Who knows if they keep dicking him around. I don't want to see. I'm sorry if Purdy were to get hurt. You like Darnold. I don't hate the guy, but I'd much rather have Trey Lance as our insurance policy, assuming that we're rolling with Purdy for the next whenever, how far we go with him. We win a Super Bowl. We don't. Who knows? So
my thing with Trey Lance is this. It's more so on the fact of we saw what the Shanahans did with RG3. And even with him coming out, people could say about Trey Lance that, maybe his ankle injury makes him slower. The man was slow coming into the league. When you look at him try to take off, man, linebackers are faster than him. He's not a mobile quarterback. And with him being in the pocket, he really doesn't see it. I don't know if it's a thing of him pressuring himself and trying to do too much to where with Brock, they let him come in like, hey, we gonna roll the dice to see where to go. Brock plays football. I don't know if you guys looked at the Johnny Manziel thing on Netflix. Sometimes you got to let a quarterback be who they are. Let them play the way that they play. Let them do what they do. And with Trey, you could probably let him do what he does. Maybe that maybe that might help him out. Let him play. Let him just play the game. Sometimes just playing the game, let that person be who they are, play the game, and see where it goes. Maybe Trey is not getting a chance to just play the game like they're giving the opportunities to other quarterbacks.
I want to talk about Ronnie Bell really, really quick because I just nine targets, 7 receptions, 114 yards. I know we talked about him earlier, but I really, really liked what I saw, and I think we may have another West Coast offense type weapon in this offense. What do you guys think?
Ronnie Bell is going to fit in a little bit. He's going to fit in. I mean, it's going to be hard to be, to come in over, It's going to be hard because you got IU, you got Debo, you got Juwan Jennings. He's going to be a nice little game changer when, the defense might be tired or whatever. It looks good. Pettis looked good in preseason.
No, you're talking about Pettis now.
But no, but Sharp, because you made the
I got you.
The connection earlier, in the podcast earlier.
Yeah, because when I saw him in real life, and a lot of people say he kind of has a Pettis body type, a little bit bigger, but he doesn't look like a strong guy. Yeah,
but he does look like he can contribute, and I really think he can, and I feel he's gonna make the roster. He's gonna get some nice playing time and everything, but I like Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell look good right now, and to be on the field if he's on the field where Ayuk is out there and Debo is out there, he's going to be a threat.
I guarantee you that Kyle has some plays. He's running up some plays for this kid.
He's running some plays for this kid.
This kid is
He's definitely running some screens. He's definitely want to put him in a situation where, hey, let's get him in the open field.
This team got weapons everywhere, man.
It's weapons everywhere. And we also looking at it like I would love to see Trey have it to where CMC is out there, Kittle is out there, Debo, IU, Juwan Jennings. I would love to see him be out there for us to really just say who this guy is. If he goes into a game, if anything happens to Purdy and he goes into a game, because I do believe no matter what, Trey Lance is going to be QB2. We know that for a fact. I mean, I hope I'm not the only one that understands that. He's going to be QB2. Know that.
Here's what I want to say. Here's what I want to say.
Who's going to be QB2?
Trey Lance is going to be QB2.
Yeah, I think so too.
Assuming he doesn't ask for a trading and one out.
That's guaranteed.
I mean, it just depends. The Niners organization, if they choose to pick up his 5th-year option, then they would believe that he has an opportunity at competing for the QB1 spot. They're not going to pick up the 5th-year option to sit him there at 2.
Exactly.
So there is money to be paid here, and they don't like to pay. Said why Bosa is nowhere near a contract yet. And at the end of the day, though, what Sam did today with as many reps, which is over what? He's got near 60, 55 reps in his career. Or I'm sorry, how many reps does he have, Bash? Over the course of 3 seasons?
Who, Darnold? I can't remember. A lot.
It's a lot. Okay. So when it's in comparison to the reps that Trey has, you should still be giving the majority of the reps to the kid whom you believe was worth the compensation you gave up. But you brought Sam Darnold in on the first day of free agency and you signed him to a incentivized deal up to $11.5 million. That's a lot of money for even a backup. But Sam came in probably thinking that these guys don't even know what they've got at 1 due to the injury of Brock. They don't know what they have in Trey Lance. So as far as Darnold's concerned, walking into this, he's like, the path to QB1 could be mine. Just because they didn't know what they had they didn't know how bad it would take they didn't know how long it would take for Purdy to come back. There were reports that he could be he could come back by week 4 and 5. You know what I'm saying? Like they really were. They didn't have a timeline that was. I don't even think the Niners knew what the timeline was, because when they broke the news that Purdy was 100 and ready to compete, everybody was shocked. I was shocked. You guys had to be shocked because nobody knew that he would in fact be ready day 1 of camp. I don't think any of us thought we'd get him back at camp that soon. So I think it's going to be a testament to Brock's health, because his measurables to me are a concern. And you can be critical of certain things without coming off as this hater, because I fully support the kid. It's impossible to take away what he did last season. If you try to do that, you're just being a troll. You're not a Niner fan if you're trying to take away what Purdy did. But I can have reserved fears, and I do worry about his durability. And I pray that line stays healthy enough to protect this kid, because 17 weeks is a lot to ask from Brock Purdy. That's a lot to ask, especially when this kid still has to have room in the fans' eyes to make mistakes, because it's not always going to be perfect. So I hope that everybody that's pounding the table for Purdy, you're also going to be patient if he has some down days.
Listen, we know that the sophomore gene exists. We know that.
Yeah.
But me as a fan, I hope Trey Lance and Sam Darnold, after these preseason games, get 0 reps this year, which would mean that Purdy is doing so good that he ain't gonna get pulled. That's what
this system in the history is not favorable of that. You know that.
But Darnold and Lance also play in that system. We know that. We know that 17 games is rough, right? Well, we know that because Lance has been injured 2 of his 3, his first 2 years. He's been injured. Couldn't finish the season. So we know that. We know that injuries, especially the Niners, the wild card is injuries. We know. What I want is for Purdy to start week 1 and for Purdy to be hoisting the trophy in the Super Bowl. That's what I want. I don't want no quarterback controversy. I want this kid to succeed. He's the starter. And as far as I'm concerned, he's earned it.
Yeah. Yes.
He has my full support. And if he were to go down and Darnold comes in at 2, he has my full support. And believe me, everyone wishes Tom Brady was on the sideline and Aaron Rodgers was the backup and your third stringer was Patrick Mahomes. But that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. A lot of these guys are playing with mediocre quarterbacks. Look at the Cowboys. So, I'm sorry. So, what I think we have right now, we found a gem in Purdy, and let's just hope that it continues. He picks up where he left off.
I got you. Let me say what's up to this guy. I think this guy has one of the funniest screen names. If you speak Spanish, you know what I mean. This name cracks me up. His name's Arroz con Leche. Says they don't believe in Trey, man. It said I not think he's referring to some of the haters, or the team. I don't know who, but good to have him.
Okay, for us English speaking, don't know that what that is.
It means rice with milk, but it just cracks me up when I see it. Well, growing up in California, you got to pick up some Spanish, man. I learned.
I got you. Hey, fellas,
go ahead.
I'm gonna jump off.
Yeah, I'm gonna close this out.
I really do appreciate this shit.
Yeah, great having you, man.
John, I'm gonna be catching your shit. I subscribe to your shit.
I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure of you letting me be on and everything. Good meeting you down there. Ooh, my eyes are bad.
Warowski.
So I mean, and Pat earlier and all the stuff, everybody that came up on here on the panel, we all know that we feel how we feel. We still Niner faithful. It's bang, bang, Niner game, baby. And we're going to see how this season work out. And we're going to keep running across each other. And we're going to keep doing this shit. And this is what it is.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we come out on top when the Super Bowl is all said and done. We'll see, man.
Hopefully we come out on top, man. Hopefully we come out on top.
Yeah.
But much love to everybody.
Great having you on, man. Take care.
One love to everybody. Hey, John B. Hey, man, you up late. You up late, bro. You up late.
I am, my man.
This is the quietest I've ever seen John. Usually he's like louder than me when I get mad.
I'm sure the kids are asleep and everything, and the wife is upstairs in the bed like, man, why the fuck? Hey, I get it.
Yeah.
I think I got divorced. I think I got divorced behind it, but hey, fuck that shit. Always is. This trumps everything. This trumps everything.
There you go.
That's it, man.
Much love to y'all, man. Hey, man.
Right,
y'all have a good night.
Bro.
Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Nice meeting you, John. Nice meeting you, everybody. Bashar, thank you again.
You're welcome, man.
Let me come up in and everything. And hey, it's a long season. And I'll be back.
There you go.
Good.
We can talk about making bets and shit too.
No, you want to
bet? Maybe I start going live and start doing. That's a different thing. But one love, man. One love.
Right, take care.
Later,
take care.
fam.
Hey, good.
Shit. Bang, bang, man. East Oakland in the house. That's what it is.
All right. Good
Niner
talk,
fan in East Oakland.
For sure.
Watch out for that hurricane, homie.
He's a landlord.
Not up here.
Well, we
ain't got to worry about that up here, but hey, yeah. Good luck to you, because you down there. Hey, man, get ready for that rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little preparation.
Be careful, be safe.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, man.
For sure.
All right, so before we close this out, I also want to say who we got. Oh, we got this guy. We got some new people in the chat. Eureka, some stuff in Chinese or Japanese I can't read. It's Trey area. And there was some dude in the chat named F. I want to say I like to shout everybody out. So if I missed somebody, my bad. But there was some dude in the chat. I never seen this guy before named F. So we will see if Brock is him this year. I believe he'll be QB2 by midseason. A lot of strong opinions on the show in the chat. It's good to hear from all sides. A lot of us get passionate. I understand. Brian Cope is all about the team. He says Niners are coming together. Winning helps. He's happy. He's a big Jake Moody fan. He's happy to see Jake Moody hit the game-winning field goal. Jake Moody's got to step it up, though, man. We picked him in round 3, and hopefully he does. I heard a lot of good things about Moody in camp, actually. So hopefully he steps up when the real games count. I just think the guy's just getting nervous when he doesn't need to be. That's just how I look at it.
Moody is Trey Lance 2.0. Gets drafted high and now gets all this unnecessary criticism solely based because they picked him early. Had he been an undrafted dude, well, let's give him time. It's the nerves. He's trying to make the team, blah, blah, blah.
And Bryant was at the game. He said the crowd was popping. So it's cool. He said stadium vibes are there. I don't know what you were feeling. I'm not sure. Oh, he's talking because the D'Angelo Evans guy, the season ticket holder, I guess he was at the game too. He said the only time the crowd went crazy was when Lance got on the field. I definitely heard things get louder once he did get on the field, once they scored the touchdown. Even Brandon Ayuk ran on the field and not supposed to do that and frickin' got us penalized. But at least, if it wasn't a regular season game, I'm cool with it. Whatever. But, you can't do that in a real game. We don't want to penalize our team. Thank you, Landlord. We see you, bro. Landlord 4 peace to everybody here. Good night, y'all. And D'Angelo Evans says Shanahan made sure he rolled out Purdy right and left in the swing passes he played safe. So anything else you want to touch on, Woroski, about any players that stood out or anything on defense? And then after that, we'll close it out, man. It's a bit late out here. It's really, really late for John. He's in Ohio.
I'm excited about this. That lineman, was he from Hawaii?
Il Manning. Manning.
I mean, I really
number 60.
I hope this kid is a sleeper because we could use him, man. So I'm excited about this dude right there.
Out of the young old lineman, he looks like the one guy who's stepping up out of the guys who are the backups, at least, I mean, he doesn't have long arms. He's only 6'2". He was the one bright spot out of the backup old lineman against the Raiders last year. He was tossing fools around. And last week, I mean, he's supposed to be. We're supposed to make him a guard, but we were playing him at left tackle last week. And I think he did all right this week too. But there was obviously pressure here and there. But he's a lone right spot from the younger old lineman, you could say.
And the timing can be more perfect because we need some depth. And what I like about this kid is supposedly you could put him anywhere on the line. So just what we need.
Exactly. And D'Angelo Evans said something about Bosa. Maybe when Bosa comes back, the defense will get more hype. But they were flat. Yeah, this defense is obviously missing Bosa. We know that. Everybody knows that. I don't know if Drake Jackson's going to step up on the opposite side of the pass rush. I don't know if Clelin Ferrell's going to contribute. Austin Bryant looked kind of good today. Taco Charlton went down if he's out for the season or some crap like that. So we definitely need help in the pass rush, and we didn't sign another pass rusher. So they better make this Bosa deal happen.
Didn't they get Hamilton from Green Bay the other day?
They picked up a few other guys. I'm not familiar with Hamilton, though. If you know anything about him, let me know.
I just saw something that they signed a DE.
Defensive end, yeah.
Ladarius Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ladarius Hamilton, who I'm not really familiar with. But on that note, it's late. I appreciate everybody watching. There's about 13 people watching. People come and go. Some people watch, some people leave. We had a lot of callers. So shout out to all the callers. Shout out to all the chatters, all the subscribers who helped me hit 1,000 subscribers just like last week. So appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. Master Anycraft, what's up, bro? It's a good friend of mine over in Texas. Says Victory Saturday. I'm actually closing out the show, so if you want to hit the rewind, feel free to. Nicholas Akalatis from the Locker Room Rant. I mentioned the Locker Room Rant earlier. The description for the link of that channel is in the description box of this video. Subscribe to it. That's John V's YouTube channel. Nicholas Akalatis is a Browns fan. John V's a Niner fan. Their best friend Tony is a Buffalo Bills fan. They cover all sports. It's a lot of fun. He says Dorian Thompson-Robinson is balling because he has tons of college experience. We got you, Nicholas. We got you. And you guys got my tackle that I wanted from Ohio State, DeJuan Jones. I'm pissed off about that. All right. John V. Worowski, close it out. Say whatever you want to say, and we're going to end the show.
Listen, I am excited that football is back, bro. I think the defense is going to be – I think the secondary is going to be something special this year. I think we're deeper at that position than we have. I think we're deeper in the secondary than we've been in a long time. I'm excited about Wilkes. And I want this Bosa contract to get taken care of, man, because that team, that offensive line does look flat without Bosa. He brings a lot more out of them. And I think, I think they miss him. I think they miss him a lot. I think the team needs that, that presence. So Bosa, let's get this contract. Wilkes, keep grinding. Oliver, get your shit together. Ambry Thomas is flashing a little bit, and that's exciting, but I'm not going to bite yet. Keep it up. Keep it up. Moody, I'm okay with you with your bumps and bruises. Just get it together. I'm good, fam. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about this team. I really do. Figure out a way to get Chris Jones on the Niners, and we'll be insane. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Chris Jones on the squad, bro?
Chris Jones on the Niners? That's crazy, man.
Could you imagine?
We already got
He's still sitting out there, bro, with 15 and a half sacks under his belt last season.
Yeah, it's Chris Jones on this team. That'd be like illegal. People would cry and scream, and
they should cry and scream.
They protest if we got Chris Jones. Worowski, what do you want to say before we close this out, man?
That this is what I want to say. Everyone's focusing on our quarterback situation. It's what the media wants to see and all that. But this defense is going to be the star of the show. So there's a guy at work, Steeler fan. We're trashing already week one. And your quarterback situation, blah, blah, that he thinks he got. Said, wait for this defense to get on the field, bro. This defense is going to take us far. It don't matter who's that quarterback.
Defense wins championships. Thank you, everybody in chat. Thank you, all the callers. Thank you, John V, my co-host, and everybody who was on the panel today. Hey, you guys are awesome, man. And we had a fun preseason game to watch. Usually preseason games are pretty ass and they're pretty boring. Case in point last week. So that was a lot of fun. Moody finally hit his field goal, won it for us. And, Purdy looked good. Trey looked good. We got to see Darnold. And, that wide receiver, that young kid that we have, Ronnie Bell, tore it up today. It was a lot of fun. With that said, guys, thank you guys for watching 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. So keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace. Let's go.
Peace.
Go
fam.
Niners. Stay healthy, Niners.
Later.
Come on, 49 officials. Let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We gotta do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick done quick.
49er mind.
Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.